Om Asato ma Sadgamaya Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. We all have taken sannyas many years back. So we have renounced worldly pursuits, then family obligations, and so-called comfortable life, and have entered into a relatively unknown arena. Okay? Now if you are questioned, why you have taken sannyas? What is your reply? Why?
Adhyantara dukkha nimukti paramananda prapti.
Okay.
Know the truth.
Know the truth. Good.
To have all those things. To have a platform. For that sannyas is taken.
Good. So all are pointing to it. So finally, if you have to put in a very simple word, it is moksha. That's what you want to know the truth, or that moksha, freedom from ignorance, will give you this atyantara dukkha nivritti, paramananda prapti. So moksha would be the answer. In one word, if you have to put all your answers together. So that implies sannyasam will facilitate moksha. How did we come upon this conviction that sannyasam will lead to moksha? What facilitated this?
Mahatmas teachings.
Mahatmas. Yes. So it is mentioned in the scriptures also. Like in Kaivalya Upanishad it is there. Then you chant every day. Na karmana na prajaya dhanena tyage neke amritattvam. Then Mundaka Parikshalokan Karmachitan Brahmano Nirvedamaya. Then various acharyas have stressed. Like if you look at Shankaracharya, very often in his bhashya it will come sannyasena moksha. So he always stresses on sannyas. Then recent gurus in the recent times, like which includes Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Swami Vivekananda, Swami Shivananda, and even Amma, all have stressed on the importance of sannyas. So this sannyas which we have undertaken has the recommendation of scriptures and saints. So now we need to know what exactly is meant by this sannyas. Because whole life we have put apart only for moksha, and we felt that first we need to renounce for moksha. So what exactly is meant by the sannyas? What is sannyasam according to you?
Disengagement of ego from all this perception, sensation and thinking and knowing,
Dissociation of the ego. Excellent. Then
renouncing what all obstructions in the path of truth.
Path of truth. Yes.
I think dissociation itself will lead to that.
Yes. All are same in different words. Then, so we'll see what is the opinion of our Jagadguru. Bhagavan Sri Krishna, as per 6th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Atma Samyama Yoga or Dhyana Yoga. The sloka, first sloka, Atma Samyama Yoga. Let us chant. Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriyaha. In this sloka, Bhagavan is saying who is sannyasi and who is not a sannyasi. Both. First, let us see who is not a sannyasi. So he says, na niragnir na akriya. So what does that mean? He is devoid of activity, akriya, and who does not have fire with him. Who does not have fire. This can be interpreted in two ways. One is that sannyasi is not one who refrains from activity, including Vedic rites. The sacrificial fires have to be there. So this is the very famous, which has been expounded in various bhashyas. But this will not suit our current generation. Why? Why it will not suit?
No practice at all.
We have not indulged in any such Vedic rites at all. Okay. Then what is apt for our current generation? Here, a sannyasi is not merely one who refrains from activity, including cooking. They are not saying he has to renounce. Who is not, because that is what is na niragni na akriyaha. Not a person who has renounced all activities. Who has not, you have to use the word merely. This is very important. Underline that word. Because again we will come across that. He is not one, not only one, he is not merely renounced, merely and kevalam. Renounced activity, all activities, including cooking. Na is there. So then why this is apt for our generation? Because there is a misconception among many in this generation that sannyasi means who does not indulge in any activity except eating. And that too, how he will eat? Not by his effort, but by troubling others. So this is sannyas according to Maharaj Parikram mein bahut dekha. So means we have seen like this is bhiksha you do and then you go. We are not saying this is not merely this is not the thing. That's what we are saying. This misconception needs to be negated. Why? This is very harmful for oneself and for the society also. Yes. Why is this harmful? As it will inspire people to become lazy and be a parasite on the society. If you said only this is sannyas, that you don't work, don't even cook, and you be dependent on others. You say only this is sannyas, then how much harm it will do for oneself also, because there is no progress further. And even for the society. Society will be full of beggars. So that's why Bhagavan says, anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha sa sannyasi. He's adding, that's why this one. So what is he saying? Sannyasi is one who does his duty without expecting results, he's saying. So this should really shake us up, this statement. Why? Because first, do you agree with that statement of Bhagavan? Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yaha. Who does his duty without expecting results, he is saying. Will you agree?
We were not agreeing, but now we are agreeing. Now we are exposed to these teachings, so naturally you understood.
No, but why we feel, we feel that we cannot agree fully. We do not fully agree with this. This is an abrupt declaration of Bhagavan about sannyas. Because we have assumed that one who will do all this duty without expecting result is a karma yogi. That's what we felt. But now why Bhagavan is saying this? This is based on if you don't do any work without expecting results, he is a karma yogi. This is told by Bhagavan himself in the earlier chapters. Now if he suddenly makes abruptly, if he defines sannyasa as this, then usually will not agree. What is this? Okay, he said that it is not the one who renounced activity and who is not keeping any fire or cooking. Till that we will understand, because he has come recently only, means not if we compare to the Vedic thing, only 5,000 years back. So even he might have known what will happen if you renounce everything including this, and he might have modified. That is okay. But if you say that he is the one who does his duty without expecting result, then how can he is a karma yogi? How can he be sannyasi? We will feel, because Bhagavan himself has told. And many teachers have said that what is karma yogi? This is the karma yogi. Many teachers have also said. But then how can you say that that is sannyas? So then how do we understand this definition of Bhagavan about sannyas constructively? So we need to understand it constructively. How? So there is a clue given by Bhagavan himself in this sloka. What is he saying? Sa sannyasi cha yogi cha, he is saying. So this person, this definition which he has given is not only sannyasi, he is also yogi, he is saying. Okay. Yogi means what is Bhagavan hinting at? He is saying sannyasi is yogi too. So based on this context, we have to understand that Bhagavan is referring to an accomplished karma yogi. Accomplished. So who has mastered the art of karma yoga already. So he is an accomplished karma yogi. Who is an accomplished karma yogi? So for that we need to remind ourselves about karma yoga and its result. So we are saying Bhagavan is referring to, here sannyasi means accomplished karma yogi. So who is this accomplished karma yogi? We have to understand. So for that briefly we need to review what is this karma yoga and what is its result. So accomplished karma yogi means who has mastered this art of karma yoga and who had achieved its result also. So he is an accomplished. So what is this karma yoga? Karma yoga, we all know, it is doing our duty or our work without doership. So that you can do it either through surrender to the Lord or through Atma Bhavana. Both you can do. In both, you are achieving the same thing. There is no doer there. So if you are able to do this well, without any worry about the results, then your duty is not no more called as a duty. It is karma yoga. It has got the status of yoga. Now, you may do whatever activity you are exposed to based on the circumstances and the situation of life you are. But if you are able to do it without a doership, it is karma yoga. With doership, it is only karma. So the results are different for both. So what is the phalam or result of this karma yoga? Traditionally, it is said to be chitta shuddhi. Traditionally, that's what. Karma yoga, you get chitta shuddhi. But you may not achieve that through karma. You will not. So that's why it is said karma yoga is for chitta shuddhi. So what is meant by chitta shuddhi? For this we have to discuss about the example of one kerosene lamp, which we all know. So when we were studying, when there was power off, what will you do?
Candle or
kerosene lamp, lantern. So there is a glass cover for that, and through that glass, the flame of this, inside that the glass cover, the flame of the lamp is there, and through the glass, the lamp will glow, and it will illuminate the room, so that we can use it. This is the kerosene lamp that we all are familiar. So if the glass cover is transparent, then there will be bright light, and the light will decrease as the glass will accumulate that soot or dust also. If you don't use it, will be dusted, and then, or if you use also, the soot will come and cover the whole thing, and gradually you may not even know, because you are getting accustomed to this, the dim light slowly. So here ashuddhi of the glass is that soot, or the shuddhi of that glass implies absence of that soot on it or dust. Now what is ashuddhi in the chitta? So there, that is hindering the light, that soot. So here, what is ashuddhi in the chitta is, what is it that this is stopping? You say peace. Peace of mind. The peace, happiness, or the bliss. This, if there is ashuddhi, then the peace gets obstructed. How can we say that? I will say by birth we are peaceful. You agree? Everybody is peaceful by birth. Agree? How do you know?
बचपन में वो सब कुछ होता नहीं, वो कोई करे उसमें लाभ या नष्ट हो।
But if I have to say
free of ego,
how you can say that?
Kartruta bhavana is not there.
How? I am saying he is peaceful. All are correct. How?
there is no identity.
How do you say? Because you may not remember exactly, no? But still, how are you saying?
Always happy.
That is the thing. So, if you look at any child, then we will see this. Sometimes there is some causeless, for no apparent reason, he will be blissful. For no apparent reason known to us, he is blissful, happy, and peace. You can see in the infants. What happens to that peace later? That is the thing. See, it is lost, like what all you have said. So if I have to put what all you told earlier in a very simple terms, I will say numerous thoughts. Yes. So whatever you say, Katritva Bhavana or whatever. There are numerous thoughts that slowly occupy the growing child. So thoughts which hinder the natural peace are Ashuddhi. Okay. Then our Uttarkashi Mahatma may object. This is a blind inference. Pramana. Blind pramana, that is. Is there any other way based on life of grown-up individual by which we can understand through our experience? So in our experience, which we all are familiar, it is there in our experience that we are devoid of peace and happiness when we are filled with thoughts. And next, if you go to Sushupti, then there is, now even without touching upon Sushupti, when you are filled with thoughts, anxiety, will you be peaceful? No. So if you leave the infant and if you come to us. So yesterday we are walking in this countryside, we have seen beautiful sunset. And we exclaimed there that how peaceful, means how happy it is, how happy. Why? Whatever it is, that you may be talking about something there, but as soon as you look at it, what will happen? You, for a second, unknowingly, there is no thought. Yes, this is only example I am giving. But relatively, that is a thought that comes later, but in that relatively, in a fraction of a second, you are amazed by the nature's presentation at that moment. You are one with that. Here only one aspect we are touching here, which is useful for our discussion, that when thoughts are relatively, when the thoughts, their intensity decreases, the peace will prevail there. Here we will take only this aspect, that when thoughts are relatively less, then there is peace. And when you are filled with thoughts, then the peace will slowly diminish. Very simple observation. Don't need of any further here. So when we have desire to get happiness from objects, thoughts about the objects have to be there naturally. Means to achieve it, there should be thoughts on how you will achieve those objects. And then there will be thoughts about the anticipated result. All these thoughts will crowd us. Then what will happen? Naturally, we will be lacking in the peace. Because all these thoughts, they cloud us. Then after obtaining the goal which we have planned, we may experience peace as we are temporarily free from the load of thoughts. So excessive thoughts are sorrow or ashuddhi, and being free from their load is peace or shuddhi. Okay. All beings are filled with thoughts about the results of their actions. By default, all beings means who are not, till they are exposed to the teachings of their masters or the scriptures, or by themselves inborn, they have that intuitive understanding, accept them. All are filled with thoughts naturally about the results of their actions. So we are free from the burden of thoughts about the results of our work or duty by engaging in our duties with the spirit of karma yoga. Yes? Then what will happen? The karma yoga is facilitating chitta shuddhi. This is the point we have to make. We have to understand. First I defined what is this chitta shuddhi. So we said that as the thoughts decline, there is a peace. So we are saying this is chitta shuddhi. And the thoughts, most of the thoughts that fill a common man are about how do you get happiness from the various objects. Then there are various thoughts, and mostly about, if you look at the results of the work, those thoughts are the majority, because you will undertake any work based on the experience of your results with the similar type of work you have undertaken, or those who have others have undertaken. So you will be observing about the results of various activities, and you will plan your activity. And right from the beginning of that activity, you will have an eye on the result. Yes. So because we are in a village, if you look at outside the fields, so they will say this crop, this fellow has put, and he has purchased such a particular seed, and then he has used a particular pesticide, particular urea, and all this, and he got this yield, and he sold in that market. All this he has to do. So that is the result. And then what is the price he got? That also he knows. Now all the activities are based on improving this result in this way. I am not saying we should not be like that, but I am only one point you have to take here. How the thoughts about the results will dominate us. So karma yoga means you do intelligently, but don't worry about the thoughts. You do your best, and then you come out of it. Don't think what is going to happen. Either you dedicate the result to the Lord or with the Atma Bhavana. Anyway. So then what will happen? The intensity of thoughts will naturally, they will diminish. So we are saying this is chitta shuddhi. So accomplished karma yogi means what? Who has this chitta shuddhi? So we said, who is a sannyasi? We said, according to the definition we have seen here, an accomplished karma yogi means, now who is sannyasi? Who has gained chitta shuddhi. So we are saying this is what Bhagavan would have meant. That here sannyasi means is who has chitta shuddhi.
I think he is not speaking about traditional sannyasi who is renouncing everything.
No. So that's why he is a visionary. He's gained chitta shuddhi by accomplishing karma yoga, and not by mere undertaking some ritual. You do one homa, and then you change name and dress on Shivratri day or during Kumbh Mela and announce that you are a sannyasi. No, Bhagavan is not for any of these. And then later I renounce even all activities, including cooking. Now you all bring whatever I need, wherever I am. So he is saying, no. According to Bhagavan, who has chitta shuddhi, he is a sannyasi. And he is an accomplished karma yogi. Yogi cha. Okay. This term Chitta Shuddhi, there is a high chance to misunderstand the word Chitta Shuddhi. Because you can assume that you have Chitta Shuddhi by doing selfless service. We all can assume, because it is only, you can assume whatever you want. No? So you will say, yes, I did some selfless service. I have been in ashram. Selflessly I worked. So I have Chitta Shuddhi. So there is a high chance to misunderstand. That's why what is Bhagavan doing in the succeeding slokas is even further. He is emphasizing on that. What is this? I am talking about. Bhagavan is making it clear. So let us chant. Second one. Sloka 2. Yam sanyasamiti prahu yogam tam viddhi pandava nahya sanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Yam sanyasamiti prahu yogam tam viddhi pandava. So that which is called as sannyasam, that only is yoga. That itself is yogam, he is saying. Nahya sanyasta sankalpo yogi bhavati kaschana. Sannyasi or yogi is free of sankalpa. What is meant by freedom from sankalpa? This is explained next sloka, sloka 4. So, because we will immediately jump into conclusions, Bhagavan immediately in the next sloka itself he said, what is this sankalpa? Yadahi, same thing. Yadahi indriyarteshu na karma anusajjate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yogarudastadocchate. Sankalpa implies resolve or desire. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi is saying. He only I am referring to. Bhagavan is making it clear. So sankalpa means what here? What sort of desires? If you say desire, what is the desire? Sarva sankalpa. Of all desires. Is that possible?
It's possible, that's why he is telling.
It is possible. How? Yatahi indriyarteshu na karma anusajjate, he said. When one does not get attached to sense objects and activities, both. Sarva sankalpa sannyasi, we are saying. So then, you should not have any attachment towards sense objects and undertake activities to acquire them. For what?
Implement of desire.
For why we will implement desire? Why anybody will go for sense objects?
Happiness.
For happiness. In the name of happiness, a frantic pursuit to possess these sense objects in whichever form. These sense objects, they will get refined with time. So the sense objects of the earlier generation may not be even there now. They may not fascinate anybody in this current generation. And what is fascinating this current generation for their senses that may not have been, the earlier generation would not have even dreamt such a things will come in future. But the whole thing, why there is a frantic search to possess these sense objects is with an underlying idea that it will give you happiness. So here we are saying, so when one does not get attached to sense objects and activities, yada indriyarteshu na karma ansajyate. All desires are centered around one desire, that is desire for happiness. All desires. Finally it is desire for happiness. Commonly it is understood that this happiness comes from sense objects. And hence one initiates activities to possess them. So all this will cease if one has chitta shuddhi through karma yoga. This will cease. This should cease according to Bhagavan. How? We have seen now how an accomplished karma yogi is free from thoughts about the result of action. He is not bothered about it. His job is only to do. He will do his best. Just because he is not bothered about result, he won't do any half-hearted work. That is karma yogi. He will do his best and forget the rest. So he will do his best. Then he is free from the thought of the result. He is also free from the doership. Why? He does his duty as seva. Seva of the Lord, or he will do as his seva of his Guru. So who is he? He will tell, I am not. He is doing through me, he will tell, always. Even doership is thinned out, is attenuated for him. The individuality has been it has been thinned out. Thoughts will anchor onto the individuality. And these thoughts which will nourish the individuality are reduced now. Why? He is not bothered about the result only. So the thoughts have reduced. All these thoughts will indirectly nourish the individuality. All thoughts are connected to individuality. Yes or no? So if you have any thought of anything, to whom does this thought belong to? To me as an individual. So finally the substratum for all thoughts is our individuality only. So for this karma yogi, the thoughts are attenuated. Thoughts which will anchor onto the individuality, they are all reduced. So by this he has access to peace within. Who? Accomplished karma yogi or sannyasi. So there is no need for him to entertain desires to seek happiness from sense objects through activity. Why? He already has peace within. His individuality has been, because he will not allow his individuality to claim doership, because he will initiate activity with this in his mind, that the Lord only is doing everything, and whatever result happens, that is his blessing. So there is no individuality, and even the thoughts, the majority of the thoughts about the results, even they have reduced. So there is a peace within for him. So when there is a peace within, then why should he crave for sense objects? We are not telling about a person who does a so-called selfless service in some ashrams. Not like that. We are saying about a real karma yogi here. So he is supposed to, means basically in every ashram, when you are given seva, the aim is for you to do that seva as yoga. So if you do it well, then this is the result we are saying. Morning only you said that example that you are given the job to do something in the ashram, to means construction, and then you put those lights, everything. So that is the duty you have done, and you did it as what? As seva to Guru Maharaj. And that is over. You did seva to Guru Maharaj and it is accomplished. Later if somebody comes and if they make some comment, not only comment, they will very illogically they behave. So you said you are not bothered and you walked away gracefully from there. That is Karma Yoga. Means you are not bothered about the result. The work is over. It has been already offered. I have not done. He only has done his work, and the result according to whatever he wants, the result will be there. So why am I bothered? I am not bothered. So the individuality by such activities, it will thin out. And the thoughts also will gradually come down. Then you will have access to the peace within. So there won't be a compulsion for you to run frantically for sense objects or have desires for sense objects. No need to entertain desires to seek happiness from sense objects through activity. So that's why Bhagavan, his definition, see, Indriya arteshu na karma anusajjate. He is not attached. What is the chitta shuddhi that a sannyasi or accomplished karma yogi should acquire? It is the capability to remain peaceful without craving to get happiness from sense objects. You are following the thought now? Like how we are only defining who is a sannyasi now. Bhagavan, with Bhagavan we are going. And where did we end up? Capability to remain peaceful without any craving to get happiness from sense objects. He is who? He is this accomplished karma yogi is a sannyasi according to Bhagavan. Okay. So now we need to ask ourselves, what we need to ask? Whether we have this sort of chitta shuddhi to claim ourselves to be a sannyasi. Now we have to ask ourselves. So if you do not have, what should we do? And if we have, what should we do? Both. So we will ask ourselves. Now if we don't have, what should we do? We should know. No? And if we have, then what should we do? That also we should know. These both are answered in Sloka 3. What is that? Arurukshor muner yogam karma karana muchyate yoga rudasya tasyaiva shamah karana muchyate. If you do not have that sort of chitta shuddhi, then engage in karma yoga. Simple. Arurukshor. Karma karana muchyate. But if you have, I have that chitta shuddhi, like what you said, then you are not in need of karma anymore. Then what to do? Then you are yogaruda, you are an accomplished karma yogi. Shamakkaranam uchyate. Take up sannyas, renounce. Yes, according to what we have seen, he is accomplished karma yogi. So he has chitta shuddhi. So he is fit. But you don't have any other job, he is saying. Renounce, he is saying. So karma yoga is for one who cannot tame the habitual fascination. For what? For sense objects. Happiness through sense objects. He has habitual fascination, because only happiness we cannot stop, because happiness is the one which is driving everybody, including a sannyasi. But here he is thinking that the happiness will come only through sense objects. So he needs karma yoga. So aduruksho mune yogam karma karanam uchyate. Then sannyasa, renunciation, is for one who has tamed that tendency. That's it. Okay?
Annadam, we think like that.
So now, today we discussed in detail about who is sannyasi and who is not a sannyasi also. So this is for us to introspect once in a while and see. And what should I do? Both. So for homework is this only for today. What? One, introspect and see where you are. That is one. Then you have to find answer to one question. Why did Bhagavan here, he gave renunciation like a prescription? Why he is gave this prescription of renunciation from activity for one who has chitta shuddhi?
Eliminate the thoughts, multiple thoughts in the mind.
So this you have 24 hours time to find out answer.
That's what I told you.
But still you refine that answer. Why?
If thoughts eliminated, then only we will have the peace which we wanted. Everyone is striving for that. Because I am already consciousness itself, which does not require all these things.
Yes.
But because of agrahanam, I am doing all this nonsense. Thinking that the things are giving me joy. That's why I am continuously going after that.
What you told in a way, but there is one more thing. This should culminate, or this should be presented as. That is very important to find out that. Because that will help us in various ways about the sadhana that you undertake in the name of sannyas. So the answer to this is important in various ways.
Why Bhagavan insisted this?
Why he insisted this renunciation from activity. So Maharaj is saying thoughts, but that is answer is correct, but you go further, I am saying, because there is a very clear intention why he said this. Because in the name of sannyas, then still what all we do currently, generation, all that will come here. After sannyas, okay, you are qualified, then know what you are doing. what you are doing. What did Bhagavan say? Renounce. Renounce, he said. That's all. So, but why he said this renunciation for a sannyasi who is an accomplished karma yogi? Why? This tomorrow. Time is there? Tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti